Make sure the dog is properly fastened to their gear before letting them out. It's common for a dog to hit the end of the leash when they get here. They're excited to be here. They're going to want to go and explore, and you're going to ground your body. You're seeing a little bit of adrenaline here from the dog, the scratching. Once the dog looks back at you and relieves the tension, you can move forward. Otherwise, you're just going to stay grounded, making sure you're controlling your line. If you need to put two hands on the line, you're going to keep your hands connected. You'll notice as soon as the dog looks back at the handler, the pressure is relieved, and then you can follow the dog. But if they go ahead too far, like you're seeing here, you're going to make sure that you're staying grounded to your leash. Let them sniff and explore, but only in the leash length that you've given them. Some dogs will be even more exuberant than this. You're going to continue to sort of pivot on the spot, but you can go in many directions here. You don't want to give them the entire leash length at first until you know that they're connecting with you. You'll see that Cher's grounded her legs here so that if he does take off quickly, she has that pressure point leaning onto the back and using the stability of her entire body. There, he's given up pressure, so he's coming back to her. He hits the end of the line again. You'll see that she's going to ground herself. Again, movement and body posture is really important here. If you're moving quickly and you're stressed and anxious, the dog is also going to read that. So staying really calm, focus on your breathing, paying attention to the dog, so keeping your eyes on the dog at all times. And you want to let the dog lead as much as possible here, but you don't want them pulling you around. So he's hit the end of his line, so you'll see that the handler's grounded. You see that leg at the back. When the dog relieves that tension, the tension is relieved from the handler as well. So as much as possible, you don't want to be in a war with them. So we've got a little bit of a tangle here. That's pretty normal. Before going over and trying to pick up your dog's legs, see if they can work out of it by just flicking your leash like this and positioning yourself around. Again, notice that body position. Marking, sniffing, all of those things are going to be really common. So Cher moves in that direction. He starts to go with her. He's going to go a little quickly here. She might give him a little bit more line so that he can explore a little bit more. And this is also a common thing that will happen. Things getting stuck on the grass. There's little stumps and things like that. You're just going to try to calmly unstick the dog. And again, moving the dog's legs is sort of a last resort. You want to use your line as much as possible. See if the dog will walk out of a snag. And what you see here with the line coming down through the middle of the dog, again, that could happen. And you're going to try your best to untangle the dog by letting them step out of it, or if you need to, don't worry, these lines are washable. If you need to, you sort of flick your line to see if we can get it undone. And worst case scenario, we go over and wind the dog. There we go. And then grab the line again. So this is how your guided decompression walks should start. And this is common. The dog's going to hit the end of the line, wanting to go further than the amount of space that you've given them.
There's a lot of space. Use it.
You can move around, use all the space you have, just maintaining control of that line. using those two hands like you see Cher right now has one hand with the bundled line, the other hand is sort of guiding the line so to avoid tangles. And the dog is guiding her. There's lots of space, lots of places to move around. He hears a sound of another dog in the distance. So see, that line is sort of extended out, and Cher's using another technique, which is crouching down, waiting for the dog to engage with her, and he does. So sometimes crouching down can get the dog to come closer to you. Gathering her line again so she maintains control. It's a great idea to have 2 points of contact on this line. This is a perfect example, so there's other dogs in the distance. And I'm just going to keep pressure on the line here. This is a good lock hold. And we're creating some distance here. Good, let's go. Good work. So when you take your line and you have both sides here, I want you to put your pointer finger in and clasp, leaving a little bit of room at the top. So you have this clasp going on with your hand, which means that you're able to easily lengthen your line and shorten your line by moving your finger, and then clasping it creates a lock on the length that you want it to be.